Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of a what? It's going to be StarCraft Brood War Remastered here on Dominator. It is going to be Whyman versus soO here at a PvZ for your Patreon cast of the week. Of what, you may ask? It's going to be February 28th, 2026. Top right. Well, more right side of the map here at the 3 o'clock position is going to be soO. He is a StarCraft 2 pro in Brood War, and on the bottom left side it is Whyman. Both players Korean. Both players not going to win an ASL anytime soon, but an incredible PvZ sent to me by RJB nevertheless. Going to be excellent stuff. So it's a 3-player map here on Dominator. I feel like this is going to be an incredible macro game of some kind. I feel it in my bones. So, Terror the Overlord scout in the wrong direction, which will keep him safe, but he's still kind of bummed out because this is a Twilight tile set. There are not many plants, if any plants, on a Twilight tile set. No bodies of water except for weird purple stuff. And Terry is depressed. Yeah, I know you don't like Twilight tile sets, but just take what you can get, man. Right? The next game will come sooner rather than later. Gateway opening at the choke here for Whyman. And looks like it's going to be, let's say, a hatch first on a 3-player map. Dominator from soO, and it is moving out at 9. Wow, a 9 hatch here from soO. Interesting build on Dominator. Dominator does result in a lot of interesting games and close games as well. 3-player maps. The geometry leads to interesting interactions, interesting counter-attacking paths, and we'll see if that comes into play here today. The probe says, no Zerg here, so I know where the Zerg player is by process of elimination. Hello, Terry. How's it going? Says Terry, saying hello politely to PD the probe as well. Spawning pool coming up a little bit earlier than an 11 hatch, right? Or a 12 hatch. But enough to save it from an early zealot? Yes, I think so. Drone scouting out, saying, okay, now we know where the Protoss is. Let's go check to see, make sure it's not a 2-gate of some kind against my hatch first. That would be very scary for a Zerg player. Robert the Zealot heading out. We've got PD the Probe harassing. Terry's like, now I regret being so polite to PD the Probe. He's harassing my friends, the drones. If he kills one, then that would make me very, very sad. The drone is following and just going back home here, saying, all right, so it's going to be a 1-gate into an expand, saving up those minerals to 400, and a tiny bit late on the expansion is Whyman. There we go. Wow, almost at 100 minerals before expanding. Fair enough. So the Zealot says, must chase drone, must get drone killed. Pro blocks the drone from getting into his own main base, but the drone is faster than both of these. Well, as fast as a pro, but faster than a Zealot. This Zealot says, okay, I'm going to come in from a weird, unexpected angle here, up this ramp, and then down this ramp, and then up this ramp again. And oh, look at these lings. Look how many lings soO produced to combat this Zealot threat. Third base up here as well, starting, I want to say, around 3 minutes. So excellent macro there. So yeah, pool done. Gas not quite done yet, but this probe is juking and jiving, and I think he's going to live. These two Zealots are like, all right, it was an earlier pool than we thought. Let's go home. Let's wall off just in case there's a Ling flood coming across the map that will try to kill us. We need to block it off. And this is a weird, very wide open area on the natural on this map, on Dominator. So we need all the help that we can get. There we go. Nexus warping in. I think it's going to be a gateway and a cybernetics core into a Stargate here. Stargate, again, very standard here. You can make one Corsair, or if it's not a Spire opening from your Zerg opponent, then it can go into a 1 Corsair into a lot of Zealots and Psystorm. Metabolic boost being researched, and it's going to be a Hydralisk Den. Hydra Den here. First 100 gas towards Metabolic boost, and then a Hydra Den. Okay, it's going to be a Hydra bust. This probe says third base. Okay, fair enough. I have an expansion as well. You need a third base to keep up. Fair play, Zerg player. And yeah, so this is going to be a Patreon cast. So those of you who are supporting me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month, you're supporting me and watching this the week of February the 28th, 2026. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate you. every single month, man. It really helps these days in supporting and paying the bills. And if you're watching this in March 2026, hit that like button, man. Subscribe if you haven't. This is a place for incredible amounts of StarCraft every single day of the week. We have live streams. We have these VODs. We've got shorts being posted. If you're more of a shorts person, most days we can do that too. So yeah, Stargate, and this might be a situation where, yeah, what I like to see is Protoss players, they get that +1 attack for the Corsairs, and then they see the Hydras, and they're like, oh, and they cancel, because of course they do. I don't know about this positioning for the Zerg player, but okay. A couple more Lings come in, and that's going to be enough to finish this off. Yeah, I mean, Zealots are going to die with, 4 kills. That's pretty good. Pretty par for the course here. This Zealot gets into the natural base. Is really, really interested in getting a drone kill here. One more hit, and 2. Drone down. Got him. Got a kill. I mean, that's all he's going to get, but sure. 1 kill. A little bit embarrassing, but we can roll with it. Macro hatch. Hydra Den done. Upgrades for Hydras coming in. Not getting the air weapons upgrade here on the Cybernetics core. So not planning on going for a ton of Corsairs, and that's going to really help him a lot here. Because this is a Hydra bust. This is, yeah, getting more and more cannons. He's sniffed it out. He knows what's going on. He's not being tricked. This is not something where he assumes it's a Spire and it's going to be Hydras. It's going to be Hydras. So big fan of Hydra openings, honestly, from Zerg players. I know a lot of them are it's Muta openings just for harassment, just for contained purposes, both against Protoss and against Terran, but I don't know. I like the Hydras better. I just think they have more damage potential. They have contained potential as well. Corsair comes in and says, can we actually kill an Overlord inside the main base of the Zerg when he's got Hydras? The answer is, there's not really many Hydras around, but there's one. So Gateway gonna die. That is acceptable loss. This Forge dying, however, not really acceptable loss. Range upgrade. There it is. Grooved spines. They are grooved and groovy. And Overlord gonna die. And Corsair totally gonna live. Boomer. Boomer sooner. Now, range is done. How many Hydras can hit this without taking shots from a cannon? The answer is at least 3, and probably 4, honestly. If you just scooch up a little bit there, man, you can get it. Scooch. Scooch, soO. You gotta scooch. Not scooching. All right, fine. Maybe he's gonna get it anyway. 300, 200, 90%, 95% done on that upgrade. Oh, it's a cancel. He doesn't even try for it. Okay, so he cancels it at the very last second because you do get more of a refund on a cancel than if, ooh, the Forge dies. That's a supply block, man. These Corsairs are getting way more damage than they should, but canceling that upgrade is a huge deal from soO as well. So, Zealot leg upgrade. Done, just about done. You could chase these Hydras out with a few well-placed Zealots with a leg upgrade. Yeah, you love those Zealot legs, don't you? They go all the way to the top. Lair on the way from the Zerg. Gate. Not really going too heavy on the Corsairs because you don't want to, you don't need to. If the Mutos are not going to be a threat. The Lair's coming in at 8 minutes. It could be a Spire, right? You could follow up with a Spire here. Try to get some Mutos out. Try to snipe those High Templar. Try to be awesome. We'll see. This is a bust for sure. Look at these Hydras. Go, go, go. Move. These Zealots don't have an attack upgrade. They must die to this mini Hydralisk. But the cannons are getting amazing hits off. The probes get pulled just to body block a little bit, so the Hydras attack anything other than the cannons here. Because if the cannons die, the probes are dead. They're willing to sacrifice a couple probes to keep their friends alive, and they do very well there, Whyman. Very impressive stuff. So, Dominator, 8 minutes in. What's happened so far? Hydra bust attempt. They canceled the +1 attack upgrade. A couple Overlords have died to the Corsairs. They've been a little bit more effective than they otherwise should be. And 3 bases for the Zerg, 2 bases for the Toss. Into more gates, into more upgrades. He's like, all right, fine. I can get +1. I'll get +1/+1. I'll show you, Dad. Storm's almost done. High Templar are here. There we go. Timing very nicely to have enough energy for a Storm pretty soon after Storm finishes. Now, these guys are just a couple ticks away from getting there. So 4 Storm's going to be available. Here, if you want to come back in with these Hydras, you're going to die. Just, I wouldn't even try it at this point. This Protoss is locked up tight against Zerg aggression. At least against Hydra aggression, and probably Lurkers too. Speak of the devil, we're not getting that yet. Spire, yes. +1 attack upgrade for the Hydras, yes. Come on. Yeah, this one Hydralisk's job is to keep this Corsair away from the Hydras at the 3rd base. No Hydras in the main. Can't be trusted to be there, but over here, yes, all the Hydras are here at the natural, all stacked up too, just waiting for a Corsair to come splash them to death. But the Hydras are like, no. Get out of here. Get out. Shoo. Shoo. You're so fast and so annoying. You're like a mosquito. This is what you are. So, the number of gateways here is going to tell us, it's going to be a lot of zealots, a lot of dragoons. Dragoons are very excellent until Dark Swarm comes out. And I don't know, are we going to get there today? I hope so. soO understands the concept of Hive Zerg being important, as well as any Zerg player does. It's not like a Zerg player skips Hive because they don't think it's important. It's just because they're lazy. It's just because they don't want to micro defilers in addition to the hiders and the lurkers, right? Just so much more to consume and fire. And yes, it's good. It's worth it to go consume, plague, Dark Swarm. It's amazing, but it is extra work, and Zerg players can be lazy bums sometimes. It's just the nature of the beast. Humanity. We are often lazy. Now, we got detection coming in. He's worried about lurkers, which are, by the way, now coming. Again, after the Spire is finished. I don't see any mutas in production, though. We got the Spire, but almost like it's just a safety Spire. Like, he just wants to make a couple Scourge to deal with the one Corsair that's being super annoying. Fourth base coming up. No sign of a third from the Protoss yet. Usually you go here in a PvZ. We're going to be expanding here, which I'm not a huge fan of taking these low ground bases, but enough players do it that I really can't complain too much. Kidder and Amulet coming on here too. Wunderbarsen. Guess while we have a bit of a break, check out FalconPaladin.store for your merch needs. We got shirts, we got stickers, we have buttons, we have winter hats. If it's cold where you are in the United States, it's probably very cold where you are in the United States right now. Check it out, FalconPaladin.store, and actually when stuff is purchased on the store, a notification comes into the Discord server that something was bought in the store, and people can see, oh, someone just bought a Terran Marine sticker and a Steve the SCV t-shirt. Awesome. It doesn't... You're not going to get doxxed. It's not going to tell them your name or anything. It just shows that somebody bought something from the store. So it's really fun. But yeah, somebody did just buy, actually, a Marine sticker and a Steve the SCV shirt. So thanks for supporting the Falcon and the channel with your merch purchase. You can also just scroll down, and the merch is all down there, too. It is connected into YouTube, which is pretty rad. Anyway, he's going to get 3 kills. Absolutely not allowed. Not allowed. He's going to get... No, the Hydras. Too many Hydras. Okay, got some damage, but that doesn't count as a death. Third base left side from Whyman. I believe I've cast a game with Whyman on the channel, but it's been a while. I don't remember who it was against or anything. Maybe I'll try to find it. But pretty concerted push up here to this fourth base. Hydra's high ground. No Sunkens. No lurkers up here either. This is a little bit of a tough hold. He's going to... Yeah, Whyman's going to force his way up this fairly narrow ramp with Psystorm and Zealots with upgrades. And it's going to be awesome, and this hatch is going to die. I love this move from Whyman. Everybody right-clicking on the hatch. Storm and stuff coming up the other ramp to try to support this. Try to defend it against the just huge amount of Protoss that is here. Yeah, hatch down. Not even really worth trying to save. I think in hindsight, it would have been better just to pull back, fall back, and defend this base instead. But now it's 3 base to 3 base, not where anybody wants to be. Not where a Zerg player wants to be anyway. 3 base to 3 base is actually great for the Protoss. But it might actually end up killing everybody who was directly involved in the death of the 4th base. It's an avenging sun kind of a thing here. Yeah, Archon, no, not that it was going to be very good anyway against all of these Hydras. But beautifully done. Hang on. There's still an obs here, man. Bring it over. Oh, the Overlords are slow. At 13 minutes, the Overlords are slow. Are you freaking kidding me? Anyway, these guys get out of there. 3 kills, 4 kills, 0 kills somehow. And 6 kills. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. This guy has 22 hit points, and he has 0 kills. What does he have to show for the damage he has taken, honestly? Huh? Nothing. He's got nothing to show. Bummer. All right, up the left side. We've got dude, this is kind of interesting. 4th base coming in from the Protoss. Wow, the 4th base is getting reconstructed on location by soO. Okay, that 4th kill would be so good. There's just no way he's going to get it, right? Nope. Scourge got him. Yeah, that's what we figured would happen. So anyway, Overlord speed would be a good thing to get, not getting it. Still slow Overlords here from soO, which is kind of hilarious. Really hard to snipe obs if you can't catch them, right? If they're running from you constantly. Queen's Nest on the way from soO. He recognizes, all right, Hydra Lurker did not save my 4th. It will not allow me to win the game either. So Queen's Nest, delay by time until we can actually get that out. Overlord down, not to Corsairs, but to Dragoons. Totally reasonable stuff. Yeah, Hydra Lurker, high ground, pretty tough to break if you're a Protoss player. This is not bad. Not a bad position from soO here, but just so much Protoss brute forcing their way into a spot they shouldn't have to really struggle with, and they're not. 2-2 upgrades on the Protoss 2 is awesome. Look at this. Fantastically shown. And 1-1 down there. There you go, taking out an observer. Overlord didn't have to move for that one, so it was totally fine. But check this out. 4th base getting saturated for the Zerg. 4th base getting saturated by the Protoss. Like, this is not a good place for the Zerg at all. Needs some good plagues. Needs some good anything Hive tech, as Hive is not done yet, so it's going to be a minute before he does that. Hatch extractor. Just waiting for a new base. And I mean, yeah, he can expand up here and then go down here to the 12 o'clock spawn or the 11 o'clock spawn, whatever it is, here on Dominator. But man, these are lings. They've got 1-0. But yeah, there's enough cannons and zealots there. You don't even need the Psystorm, and the 2-2 zealots, man, against with 0-1 lings with that Adrenal are going to be very fine. Okay, predicting first upgrade once the Hive is done. First thing done is going to be he's going to throw it on a Defiler Mound, and then he's going to get Adrenal. That is my perspective on this. That is my prediction on this side of it. So Hive done. Production tab says Adrenal. Okay, so Adrenal's first. Nice. Big fan of Adrenal. You know Falcon's thoughts on Adrenal. Really hard to win if you don't have Adrenal. And really, I mean, I would say any matchup except for the fact that ZVZ ends before Hive 99.999% of the time. So you can win without Adrenal in that matchup, it turns out. Defiler Mound coming in too. All right, so soO, just buying time, right? Lurkers and Hydras high ground, trying to avoid getting stormed into oblivion. Lings on the backside, storming. Okay, a couple High Templar died there, a bunch of Lings, but hey, good trade from soO. He is taking this base next, isn't he? Yeah, this low grounder. It's close to home. That's the benefit to it. But, man, I hate low ground bases. They're just so easy for enemies to set up lurkers here or hiders here, and just your shots are missing as you're trying to kill those dudes as they try to kill your base. Lings, again, Adrenal will change these guys into scarier monsters. Also, they have a +1 attack now. That helps. But yeah, +3 armor, +3 attacks on the way from the Protoss. Everything's looking really, really good for Whyman. What a match. What a match this has been thus far, though. Incredible stuff. So we've got Defilers in production. Consumes on the way. Adrenal's done. These Lings will engage now. Look at this. Yeah, I don't think they would have engaged a minute ago, but now they're willing to jump in here. Whether it's a good idea or not, they will engage or just threaten a counterattack. And the Protoss is like, I don't care. Let's see if we can kill any of your bases. You have anything up here? No, that's good for me. This base is dead. How is there no splash damage? Yeah, no. 3 cannons does not count as defense, it turns out. Cannon dead, cannon dead, cannon dead. Nexus canceled. Even with Psystorm, not happening. Look at this. Look at this. Canceled. A lot of Lings died, but canceling an entire base and killing 3 cannons is totally worth. Consume done. Plague on the way. All right, we're going to hear the Plague call coming in soon here. This is a good army to plague. Look at this. Look at this beautiful bunched up ball of Protoss just asking to get plagued right in the center there. They're grouping up. They're grouping up like they want to get plagued. Plague's not done yet, and I think probably Whyman has a pretty good game sense of that. Otherwise, he wouldn't just sit there plagued up and just begging for a plague. He's like, you're not Dark Swarm. I mean, not the Dark Swarm would save you from the Psystorm anyway. Dude, soO is in so much trouble. He's not able to get a 5th base up. Yeah, okay, Crackling's getting a good surround here. Hydras and Crackling's working together, but the Psystorm's good against all of that stuff. Archon casually 11 kills. Archon casually an assist. Yeah, look at him fighting Hydralisks. Zealots out in front. Link's trying to wrap around the backside. Maybe, yeah, get a surround on this on some level. Link's just heading down. Doing what they can do, which is see reinforcements coming out across the map. More Archons as the game goes on. Obviously, more Archons are going to be good. High Templar in large numbers here, too. Just beautifully placed storms by Whyman. Wow. Just anytime lurkers show up, storm them as they're burrowing. They can't do anything about that. They can't cancel their burrow animation. They can't run. But it's a lot of stuff from a 63 drone for basing Zerg player. A little bit scary. Ah, there's our first plague. Ooh, catching those zealots. So much easier to kill with my cracklings when they've been plagued, and they know they run. They run from the cracklings even if they haven't been plagued, but when they've been plagued, they pop like little party balloons. It is not a good time if you're a Protoss commander. Now, still trying to get a base up here. Trying to adequately defend it. Drone says, do we want to take this base? Yeah. This base and then maybe this base. Archons doing okay. Overlord snipe, supply block. No, that's okay. Everything's fine. Oh, low ground base. Okay, low ground base here too from soO. I wasn't counting that. So he is on 5 bases with a 6th base coming in up at the 12 o'clocker. Is it too late is the question. I don't know. I don't know, lads. Do you know? I don't know. I guess we'll keep watching and tuning in to find out. How's that sound? I think that sounds great. So, not so, but soO. 3-3 upgrades on these Protoss. Disgusting. Shield upgrade coming in here, too. Scourge happening. Ooh, okay. More robotics facility could indicate more Reaver production, which as we get into the later game, more Reavers are going to be very useful against the Dark Swarm, right? There's a Plague. Yep, catches a High Templar, catches a Dragoon. Pretty good deal. So we're just kind of dancing. This is Whyman being active, like trying to keep his units strung out instead of traveling in a ball because that makes him a better Plague target, obviously. Yeah, this Defiler's just like, hey guys, thought we were friends. This kill death ratio for Whyman is insane right now. He's doing such a good job getting kills, not taking as many losses as a result. Good High Templar snipe there by soO, though. He's doing it. I love this. This Zealot's like, man, I thought that the Zerg player would have expanded by now. It's like, well, no. 23 minutes still hasn't. He's like, let's go see what's going on. No, my job was to stay here and make sure this base doesn't get taken by the Zerg without us knowing about it, at least. Maybe I can kill a drone if we're lucky. Great. Whyman's like, man, can I expand down here? This is usually Protoss territory, or Zerg territory, but I don't know. He's up here. Ling swinging down towards that base again, but now there's Archons and Zealots and High Templar and DTs. He sees the DTs. Yeah. You can see the shimmer if you're looking for him, and he definitely is. So high ground lurkers really spread out. That's what we like to see, but still, Archon, Zealot, Dragoon, Psystorm will kill them easily anyway. Scourge hunting Overlords. Hunting Observers, not hunting Overlords. What is this, a ZVZ Falcon? Get your head in the game. High ground Hydra still kind of winning it. Whyman falling back a little bit. Oh, no, the Great Drone Massacre of 2026. The biggest drone massacre of the year so far, bar none. Oh my gosh. One sunken, one Overlord. Although against that many DTs, probably wouldn't have saved it. Let's be realistic, folks. Probably wouldn't have saved the day, but phew, okay, down to 57 workers. Remember he had 60 plus workers? He's going to replace them. He's back up to 59 now. Again, Zerg can replace workers almost instantaneously. But I mean, look, you have how many Nexuses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can make 5 probes at a time as Protoss. It's not like you're dying here for ability to replace workers. Yeah, still no bases here. So look, splitting the map in half is, what do we say, ladies and gentlemen? Death for the Zerg. If Protoss takes this base and this base, we're going to split the map in half. And then that's going to be it. Zerg player will die. Over time, he'll get bled out further and further and further. It's really hard to be cost efficient against Protoss, especially when they have the Archons and the High Templar and the Reavers, the holy trifecta of splash damage, and Corsairs. It's a quadfecta. I keep assuming we're going to get some Reavers here, but I just realized we haven't seen any. None have come through the production tab either, so could be wrong about that. Could be definitely wrong about... Oh, okay, Reaver, finally, Robotic Support Bay warping in. I'm not jumping the gun that much. So look again how active the Protoss army is. Just always moving. Always little splinter factions going off. Observers keeping an eye on things. Observer flies away as fast as it can. Getting a range upgrade for the site there. The sensor array is what it's called. So... Nah, that's a plague and a half. And the Defiler lives to tell about it. Look at this Zealot walking to Lurker Spines when he's been plagued. Absolutely not. Ling's trying to take down these cannons, but you know what? You can't actually have enough cannons against Cracklings. It's going to be like 8, and then probably, 6 Lings would be good. Nice plague on these Dragoons, too. A little bit harder to see on the red with the plague, but, good enough. The animators in StarCraft back in '98 did a pretty good job being able to differentiate a plagued unit with red and someone who's just red with this clingy, jelly jam style animation. Could be salsa as well. I've had that suggested by viewers before. Could definitely be la salsa. Lings on top of, well, doesn't matter what they're on top of. If they're getting stormed, you're not killing it anyway. So this is big. This is big. This base is key to everything. I don't know. I don't think soO's looked at this. He's got an Overlord in the vicinity, but he hasn't tried to take it. He's been very focused on taking these bases instead. I guess he knew it would be hard to hold this one, but again, there's a small ramp. Has soO built any Sunkens today? I just realized. Like, is he going entirely? Wow, he is. Well, here's the thing. If he's managed to build 0 Sunkens in the first 27 minutes of the game, no wonder he's got 74 drones at 27 minutes. He didn't have to invest in static defense at all. And he got punished for it once, but not really enough. You get punished for it at the 27-minute mark. It's different than getting punished for it at, like, the 15-minute mark, for sure. Anyway, good plagues here. Good Dark Storm. Good counter storms, as always, from Whyman. Again, you can't get to this level of StarCraft as a Protoss if you're bad with Psi Storms. Unless you're placing them like a god, you can't win games against Zerg players who are at this level. And he's placing them like a god. 74 drones is unheard of. Again, StarCraft 2 player where 74 drones is actually pretty viable. Especially in a PvZ. So maybe his StarCraft 2 training is coming into play here just a little bit. I'm not even sure coming in here is really worth it. Nice Psi Storm. It is. Okay, well, Archon's just rah, 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 rah. Yeah, Lurker down, everybody dead. We killed like 2 cannons. Not really good returns there at all. Storm drop? Storm drop. Storm drop. Yeah, all right. 73 drones, nothing. 60. How do you like 60, Zerg player? Does he have more dudes? He's got more dudes in that shuttle. Who wants to get storm drop next? soO's not really... Okay, now he pulls this one. No workers down here to storm, unfortunately, for the High Templar. Or maybe they already stormed and, well... Academic, irrelevant, hypothetical question there because they're dead now. Plague. Catching an Obs. Couple High Templar. Mostly Archons, which really could not care less about catching that plague. Trying to come in here again is soO. And I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure out what his plan is here. The answer is, who knows? Who knows what his plan is here? Not me. Like, I don't think he's getting anywhere near the Nexus. He's trying to claw his way closer and closer and closer to the Nexus in hopes of killing it. But every time he gets within, 4 blocks of the thing, everybody he brings to the party dies. Yeah, Psi Storm, and then Zealots finish off the Lurkers. The Archons in there have a great time, too. Finally. Oh. Oh. I was like, finally taking this base. What a hero. Oh, right. Wow. Overlords have speed now. How do you like them apples? So yeah, the Dark Swarm's becoming larger and largely less effective. Psystorm still as good as it ever is with the Dark Swarm, obviously. Burrow's on the way from soO, which is a lot of fun. This is an attack from soO. This is barreling in. But once again, you got to get up another ramp before you can attack this. And just setting up these cannons here is really giving Whyman a really solid fallback position whenever he needs it. This is another plague. Oh, it's a Dark Swarm? Really? He sees Zealot, High Templar, Archon, and says Dark Swarm. That was definitely a plague. I'm second-guessing him right now. Yeah, look at these Zealots being like, yeah, we'll attack your lurkers. We're not worried about it. Hang on. Reinforcing Lings coming in. You need reinforcements of your own to handle this, and here they come. Oh, got a Dark Swarm on the cannons. That's kind of a huge deal. Zealots. Not a lot of hits to kill a lurker, but it feels like it takes longer than it should. And the Psystorm covering as the Lings come in to jump onto the Zealots. So map is not exactly split in half. There is an extra base here from soO, which he's going to need if he's going to win this game. Get another Storm drop. He did. Oh, man. 62 drones again for soO, which you'd be like, well, that's fine. Oh, nice plague, by the way. Dead Defiler here, too, hilariously. Blood splatter analysis tells us that is a Defiler. Yeah. 62 sounds great, but then you remember, oh, it was like 73, 74 workers for the Zerg earlier in the game, and 73 is substantially lower than that. Bring some Reavers down here, man. This is the attack position for the Zerg right now. I mean, Reaver helping us save this base from attacks is pretty good, too. A Reaver at every base that has any money left at it would be good. Probes, you are idle. Get to work. Once again, he's here. Just blood soaking into the ground here on Dominator. Zerg blood for the most part. There's definitely a lot of Protoss blood too, though. What's he gonna do? Okay, he's waiting for the lurkers. I'm like, really, with 5 Lings? He got a Dragoon for like 5 Lings. I guess that's worth. It totally is, actually. Storm in the ramp, and then storm in the drones. soO is not doing, the best job at keeping drones away from these High Templar. 8 kills. 60 workers again. He keeps replacing the drones, and they keep getting murdered by storm drops. Whyman is doing such a great job with this. Some of the best storming we've seen in a PvZ in a long time. 32 minutes of PvZ thus far. This base is dead, by the way. Being rebuilt. Again, that's 300 minerals that soO probably doesn't want to have to build, but he does have 4,000 minerals, 5,000 now. So maybe he's okay with it. Look at this. Whyman is starving. 600 minerals, 300 gas. Dude, if soO wins this game, it's just going to be because of the bank that he's managed to build up here. Consuming a plagued Ling is a good use of Ling resources if you're a Defiler. Look at him get out of there. I'm not as fast as you guys, but I can kind of be fast enough to at least make it home, and he does. Is he going for another? Okay, hiding up here doesn't work. Remember, Scourge found you there last time. Another plague down the ramp. But Sunkens are not a good answer for Zealots. Not when they've got 3 upgrades. 3, 2, 3 upgrades, folks. 3, 2, 3. Yeah, Ling's trying to shut this thing down. I don't know. Plague Dragoons are not going to play very well here. Ling's flooding into the battle again. A little bit more Psystorm would be nice, but I'm not sure if we have any left on this High Templar. The answer is yes. And another one to boot. Oh my gosh. He gets it. Comes back around. No! Gets sniped before he gets another drop-off. So, again, paying attention north and south at the same time is a big deal. It's hard. It is hard to do. But coming up a ramp, dealing with Hydras and Dark Swarm and Plague and Cracklings is hard. If there were Sunkens here, nice Plague, again, it'd be harder. Oh! Is he actually building the first Sunken of the game? soO, I really don't think he's built a Sunken anywhere else on any other base. He's finally investing in a single Sunken. It's time, he says. Defending this ramp is a huge deal. We must save it. Gets all the way up here. Storms several more drones. And some lurker eggs go down, too. This is some sick storming by Whyman. And look at the bank. It was 5,000. Now it's 2,900. This is some really cost-efficient positioning here for, honestly, for the Protoss. It looks like it'd be really cost-efficient for the Zerg, but not so much. So the one sunken to rule them all on the high ground of this base down here at about the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock spot. This base not being taken. I think soO is saving it for a rainy day. He's like, once this is mined out, or if I lose this, taking that base is going to be the next thing I want to do. But look at the sunken. Immediately paying dividends for existing, but also not protected by Dark Swarm. It just kind of gets right-clicked and killed. I think an Archon probably died for it, which is nice. What is this guy doing? He just parks himself in a weird spot, doesn't fight back, and dies to a Ling. I think that was a pathing issue there for that Archon, unfortunately. They're kind of dumb, too, just like the Goliaths and the Dragoons of StarCraft. You may have heard how bad the pathing is for those units. Archons can do the same thing. So 178 to 184. It's about even supply here. Protoss is up. Protoss continues to be broke, spending his money as fast as he gets it. But mined out here, mined out here, mined out here, mined out here, mining here, and mining here. These two bases are really, really key. Zerg mining here, here, and here. And now trying to take that low ground base. Zealots are like, where's my albs at? I need my albs if we're going to deal with them there lurkers. You can blind storm it. Reaver! Yay! Reaver wiggling his way into the party. He's joined it. He's joined the battle, just like in a Super Smash Bros. Reveal trailer. StarCraft Brood War Reaver has joined the battle. Bam! Oh yeah, this hatch is dead. There's no saving it. There's no saving it, especially not with a Reaver crushing it. Yeah, all right, hatch down. Big deal, big deal. soO kinda needs it. Kinda needs it. 57 drones remain. 57, he got a plague on the Reaver. That's like a #1 target, I think, are Reavers at this stage of the game. Zealots getting, yes, fine. Plague those guys, plague the Dragoons too. But Reavers getting plagued helps immensely. Is he going to storm again? Like, you're not paying attention, are you? Zealot unload, High Templar unload. Sure, storm. Ooh, double storm! 49 drones! 49! 46! This is some of the best storming I've seen in a long time. soO's not reacting particularly well to it. To be fair, there's really no splash damage defending this base either, except for one High Templar. And sometimes, one High Templar is enough if there's not any Dark Swarm involved here, and there's not. But no, it turns out one High Templar was not enough. Zealots, come down and save it. There's not enough Zealots. Quick, push up. Push up. We're not going to send anybody home. Let this base die. If we can kill these two bases of soO, we win anyway. Good call. Here from Whyman going up. No sunkens. No, wait, one sunken at the spawn location at the 11 o'clock spot. We are trading one base for two bases. Not ideal. The Protoss is still mining from this, and the Zerg is still mining from this. And yeah, this is, I don't know what you do. You pick up as many drones as you can and evac them out of here is what you do. You've got Overlords. Do they have Ventral Sacks? Maybe they don't have Ventral Sacks. Oh, so many drones going down. 33 to 21 workers. Somehow Zerg is ahead in worker count. Somehow he's taking this base in exchange for these ones dying. So still mining here. Trying to get up here. Protoss mining here, but also not really. Somehow the bank from the Zerg player is gone. It was 5,000. It was literally 5,000 minerals. It's down to 900 here at 39 minutes. Okay, this, again, RJB recommended replay. This is good, and it's only getting better. The little pizza wedges providing high ground positions to defend with lurkers, with Archons. You can attack and fall back at the same time, pretty much. Here on Dominator, what crazy good map design, what crazy good games we get out of this map. He's trying to send something over here to see what's going on, at least. There is a High Templar there. He plagues the shuttle. Get up there. Snipe it. I mean, it's not going to get any better for you. Might as well give it a try. And he does. And he gets... Oh, my gosh. Okay, cool. 31 to 21 workers. 31 on one base. for the Protoss. Mined out, but Whyman can maybe expand up here. He's waiting for the creep to recede so he can expand up there. That's huge. But in the meantime, the Zerg has income and the Protoss doesn't. So Whyman can't just let this stand. He can't just wait for the situation to get worse. So he shows up with the Reavers. This is why Sunkens aren't as good late game, because Reavers exist. He's trying to save the base by attacking from the backside. Reavers do turn around to engage with the Zerg swarming in here, but I don't know if there's enough Zerg to do it. Great storm. Is there another Sunken over here? Maybe. Maybe there is. Somehow, Lurker did not take any hits from those Reavers whatsoever. soO is sending everything he has to defend here, but it's not enough. There's not enough Zerg. There's only Reaver. There are only Archons, but Reaver gonna die to cracklings. Ah, that's it. Whyman, GG's out, and soO gets the win. Whyman did not have enough money to make a new Nexus. He was forced to retreat from that position. We're mining here. We're mining here. soO took the trade, and it worked out for him. I was so worried about this guy. I was like, he's only mining on 2 bases. Not great. But then, again, there was nothing for the Protoss. He had to make this move. And so many Zerg units died. Absolutely. But yeah, once the Reavers died, once the Archons were kind of thinned out a little bit, it was going to be just death. Just death at the end of the day here for Whyman. And despite the dropping, despite the number of drones that went down, soO stood tall. 34 drones, 2 bases, pretty good saturation. He probably lost 50 to 60 drones overall in this game. I want to say it's a lot of dead drones, man. And he decided to build Sunkens, which, you know what? Bought him some time here, right? That Sunken died before getting anything done. This one did, but it bought some time for Lurkers and Lings to get into position, to attack from the backside, to attack from the front side, to just throw everything he had at saving this base, and it was enough in the end. So 40 minutes of PvZ for a Patreon cast of the week. What an incredibly good game. The Zerg player comes out on the top in the end. Like, just a ridiculous pull it out from nowhere victory, right? Pull it out from nowhere style victory. Whyman's like, how many drones do I have to kill before I can win? And the answer is more than you did, as it turns out. So holy smokes. Tap that like button if you enjoyed that one. What do we got? 378,000 points, 377,000 points. Pretty even for a Protoss. APM check, 337 to 380. Zerg player played a little bit faster. 1,461 units produced for the Zerg. 1,400 lost 1,200. That is so many dead units. Again, a lot of those are Lings, but still, this is almost a 4-to-1 out production by the Zerg. This is a close to a 4-to-1 out kill by the Protoss. Very close. Very close in the end. Buildings raised, 26 to 15. It was a building apocalypse, and the outspend here was 13,000 resources in 40 minutes, which usually isn't enough. But, excuse me, he had income at the end of the game, and the Protoss simply didn't have income at the end of the game. So, wow. All right, that was a lot of fun. That was a fantastic one. This is an epic game. Epic PvZ. And that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Patreon game. Again, thanks for watching this. If you're a patron especially, go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And you take care of yourself.